Okay, let's try that again. My world over the last 2 days seems to be full of internet problems, so I apologize for that. I started and it finished, so I will try again. Hopefully the internet won't crap out on me as it just did, which is weird because at home that very rarely happens. Anyway, so I will start again. First of all, this video is talking about pigeon politics, pigeon crap that I've heard. And I'm going to talk about some of the crap that I keep hearing about myself. Like I said in the video, I'm going to set the record straight and let's the rubbish that's been going on, talking behind my back on the negative pigeon grapevine, I'm going to put some records straight. And first of all, I want to say that in no way, shape or form does this affect me negatively personally. It doesn't depress me. It doesn't even stress me. It actually just makes me laugh, really, to be honest. It's funny what you hear about yourself from other people. So I started my journey back into this game, this sport, whatever you want to call it, 6 months ago. And as I wrote in my first British Homing World articles that I did, one in March, one in May, I kind of set the record straight about my thoughts back then, about what was wrong with the sport and my thoughts about why money is not bad in the sport and such and such. It was quite an epic set of articles. One of them was 4 pages long, full of text in the homing world. But I hear lots on the grapevine, and I disregard most of it. But I'm aware that quite a lot of people are dubious about my intentions within the sport, whatever you want to, within this game, let's call it. And although I'm not, like you said, Lee, I'm not wasting my breath. I'm doing this from a point of view of not to do anything other than set the record straight, because I feel it's important to do so. And I think there's a bigger picture question going on here. The question of why this is the case. So I know quite a few people, it's been said to me quite a lot over the last few weeks, that people are dubious about my intentions. Why is that? Because I've spent the last 6 months working hard, doing many hours. I'm spending many thousands of pounds myself on what I've been doing. And people are wondering, what's he doing it for? Now, as I said quite clearly last week, I have some commercial intentions. But at the same time, everything I've been doing so far, I haven't been paid for any of it. The most I have received is, to date, some hotel expenses being covered while I was in Ireland, which was very gracious of the people that paid it. That's it. So I spent many hundreds. It's got to be approaching over 1,000 hours now, if not more, on what I've been doing. Many thousands of pounds doing it myself, and I haven't got a penny out of it. And that's absolutely fine. But that cannot continue, of course. I've probably had, at the risk of sounding very big-headed, and I'm only repeating what a few people have said to me, I've probably had more of an impact on what I've been doing in the pigeon sport in the last 6 months than many have in the last 10 years. That's what I've been told. Jeff, yes, I do work. I have another business as well. I have a brokerage business, which is my main business. And ultimately, I work on that, which is all these screens sometimes you see behind me, and I'm going to be doing other things within the pigeon game. So I essentially have commercial plans within the pigeon game, in addition to all the stuff I'm doing with RPI and the PSFF, and I have another business, which is an online currency business, to answer your question. And I work probably more hours than most people I know. I will regularly do 90 hours a week doing whatever it is I'm doing. So moving back to what I want to talk about, the reality is that there are the ironic thing is that the people who have a problem with me are the people who are the problem in this sport. If you have if you look at where the pigeon sport is and step back a minute, you have to ask yourself, what's the problem? There are many problems. Bird of prey issue, the cost of keeping birds, all of the losses that we are receiving. But there's also a bigger, wider picture problem than just that. There are people being bullied out of the sport, being intimidated out of the sport. And at the end of the day, most people within the sport who treat it as a hobby want to fly their pigeons for the enjoyment of flying their birds. There's not many sports, and I realize there's all types of different people around the world doing all types of different sports and hobbies. Not many sports with such backbiting and negativity that I know of anyway. And over the time when I've been going round different places, I'm good with body language. I understand body language, and I can straight away tell people that don't want to talk to me. Not necessarily means they don't like me, but they don't want to talk to me for whatever reason. And further on, I can tell people that don't like me for whatever reason. And that's fine. I'm good with body language, and I understand some people won't want to talk to me if there's a camera on, just because they don't like being on camera. Some people don't like me for whatever reason, and I'm all right with that. What I heard yesterday, and I wasn't aware of this, I heard yesterday on the grapevine that I've been removed from three Facebook groups. Now, I know I've been removed from one, and I talked about that, because the person that removed me said I need my own Facebook group, and I went and set one up, and we're approaching 2,700 members. But I've been removed from other Facebook groups, I've been told. And quite honestly, I'm that busy, I didn't even realize I'd been removed from these Facebook groups. But the reason I've been removed, that's really sad, William, what you just said. I'll come back to you in a minute, mate. The reason I've been removed from these pigeon-related Facebook groups is because people within that group think I'm reporting other people for selling livestock, for selling birds in that group. And I'm here to tell everybody now, I have never reported any Facebook post, pigeon related. I don't even think I've reported any Facebook post ever, but I've 100% have never reported any Facebook post pigeon related. I have never reported any birds being for sale, ever, and nor would I do. It's not my business. And for those cynical people that say, but Mark, it would be in your interest to report them because you've just launched a free advertising platform to sell birds. Well, there's a couple of key things there. Yes, I have. But that platform is free. Doesn't make me a penny if you go and list your birds on rpiads.com. And the reason I've set that platform up is for the very problem that people are having problems on Facebook listing birds, being reported, and in some cases being banned or put on suspension. That's why I set it up, to allow people the ability to be able to list their birds for free, just like they can on Facebook, and use the service, which means they don't get any hassle. I didn't set up RPI ads thinking, right, I'm going to get as many people banned from Facebook as possible, so they have to use my service, which I don't get any money for. Ridiculous. So again, to reiterate, at the risk of repeating myself, I have never, nor never, will report any ad of any kind, pigeon related, any shape or form. Like I said, I've never reported an ad, a Facebook post anyway, let alone an ad. And I set up I set up RPI ads because people have this problem at my own cost, at my own hours of putting it in. And it's there for anybody to use. Anybody can go and list birds on there, and they completely can do it for free. And I have a suggestion to the people that have removed me from Facebook groups, who I know speak to each other. I have a suggestion from to other people that run groups. If you so wish, if you suspect I am this person, remove me from the group. Then in a couple of months' time, when it will probably continue to happen, then you can find out it wasn't me. And I'm hoping, as I said to somebody yesterday, I'm hoping this situation will be resolved so people know it wasn't me. Simple. Intention is everything. And my intentions, since being back into this game for 6 months, have been very clear for people questioning and being dubious about me. I actually asked a man yesterday who I was told was dubious about me, straight out of the way, cutting through any of the small talk. So why are you dubious about me? And actually, with all due respect to the man, he wasn't able to actually answer me, because that twice when I asked the same question, he said he started talking about other people and his thoughts on other people, not me. So if I'm a member of lots of Facebook groups, and anybody watching this that runs those Facebook groups, if you think I am this person that's reporting people, please remove me to prove that I'm not. And to the people that may be watching this that remove me from them groups, so be it. But if all you did is remove me because you thought I am the person reporting it because it would help me in some way, you are 100% wrong, and hopefully it will be proven so. So there you go on that one. And it's funny, isn't it? It's a mentality I've actually experienced before. It's a paranoid mentality. And I have experienced it before. So moving forward, please remove me from any Facebook groups that you want. I've also had people very interpreting my past. I have people asking me about it. So I have actually repeated this before. I have actually wrote about it. I wrote a book about my life. And I'll repeat it again. Yes, at the age of 24, I was a multimillionaire. By the age of 25, I wasn't, and I lost it. No, I did not lose all my money due to Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't even invented in 2004. It was only invented in 2009. No, I did not lose all of my money growing weed and getting arrested. I lost all my money because I was making a couple of million a year, and I decided I wanted to go to the next level. I made all of my money out of porn. I ran 32,000 porn sites back in the day. And I decided that I wanted to go to the next level. Unfortunately, I picked the wrong fight with the wrong company, and they annihilated me. And I went from being worth a fair few £1 million, living a great life in the Bahamas, to being bankrupt. That's how I lost my money. And if you want a more in-depth story of how I lost my money and my many millions, then I wrote a book about it. And you're quite welcome to get a free copy of the book to read it. Yes, I've been involved in Bitcoin trading for the last 6.5 years. Yes, that's the thing that I think will help me to get my millions back that I do want still. And no, I don't think the pigeon game, the pigeon business, the pigeon sport is going to make me a multimillionaire. I've heard many rumors about myself, including locally here, when I was trying to join a local pigeon club back in 2015, 16. Oh, Mark went down for murder. Unfortunately, I didn't. And you don't get 2 years in prison for murder. Yes, I have been in prison. I got a 4-year sentence, of which I served 2. And I did it. I got that because I got caught growing 200 cannabis plants in a warehouse in Leicester. Why did I do that? Because I was actually trying to pay the debts off that I had at the time. It's not something I'm proud of in any way, shape, or form, because when it happened when my kids were very young. And we're talking now, this was 2007, so it's 12 years ago. It's a long time ago. No, I haven't been in any trouble since. But yes, I have served time for that. So, yeah, I've heard a lot of ridiculous stuff about me. A good friend of mine only last week said to me, Mark, you are the type of person that will develop many enemies, just as this person has as well. He said, but what you've got to be careful of are the friends who pretend they're friends, but really are hidden enemies. And I'm very aware of that. I've been around the block long enough to know how people work. So moving forward, and again, I will answer any questions anybody's got about my past. I am not hiding my past in any way, shape, or form. And incidentally, if people go and Google me, half of what you read on Google, my name, is very true. Half is not. I did try and launch a very big, enthusiastically big, tech business back in 2015, which failed miserably because the reality is it was 2 years too early, and I lost a lot of money again. And yes, I've been bankrupt twice. But actually, the funny thing is, all of what I've experienced in the last 20 odd years has built my resilience up to where you won't see any more resilient than me. Throw anything at me, doesn't bother. It's water off a duck's back. So that's the past set, hopefully a little bit straight. I'll come to the comments in a minute. I just want to get my little thing out of the way, and then I will talk to anybody on the thing. So I've been working my ass off for the last 6 months to get RPI where it is up to. I have put many hundreds of hours in, and I've not really got for it, and that's fine. And my goal, as I was saying to somebody yesterday, is to help, not single-handedly, but help revolutionize this sport. If this sport continues within the UK and Ireland, and it's some parts of Europe actually, as it is, we will not have a sport as we know it in the next 10 years. The numbers speak for themselves. And without sounding like I'm blowing my own trumpet, my skills can help. I'm good, not great, but I'm good at marketing, promotion, advertising, getting out there, getting the sport out there. I'm good. My goal is to help revolutionize the sport. Part of that revolution will have some commercial business interests that I earn money out of. Going and doing the coverages of the one-off races I do that because that helps revolutionize the sport. And as I said, apart from a couple of hotel rooms that I've had paid for me, I haven't got a penny out of any of these things that you see me doing. It's all my own time, my own money, my expenses, up till now. That will change. I will start charging expenses and covering some costs to do that down the line. But when I first started, I was very aware this year that, you know, you haven't got any credibility, reputation, following yet, and that's why I did everything for free. But that will change at some point. So, as I've said, my goal is to help revolutionize the sport. And I genuinely believe, I was speaking to somebody yesterday about how I think the sport can be revolutionized. I'm not going to go into that now, but I genuinely think it can be. And for anybody doubting my intentions, here are my business intentions. I will talk about my non-business intentions shortly. My business intentions are this. At this moment in time, things change. At the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur. Things always change. But as we speak now, the three things that are my business-related things I'm going to be doing in the pigeon sport are rpiauctions.com. I want to help revolutionize the auction business in the UK and Ireland. Now, that doesn't mean I won't be selling or dealing with continental birds, because I will. But I will be really focusing on bringing up UK flyers, Irish flyers, getting it out there to the world stage, as I've been talking about for many months. And RPI Auctions will be focusing on promoting UK and Irish flyers that do really well, who have got good birds. That's one of the intentions. And yes, it will earn me money, but it will help revolutionize the UK and Irish sport. In addition, I won't, like I said, I will be dealing with Dutch and Belgian birds, of course I will, but I will be focusing on UK and Irish birds and bringing the game up. In addition, places like Romania are an interesting one for me. I'm going to Romania next month. People can win national races over there, and their birds just won't go for much money. But actually, those birds are hard as nails. They race on some amazing terrain, across mountainous terrain. I'm going to be looking to introduce those birds into here. Commercially, they've got no value a great deal, but actually those birds are damn hard. So I'm going to be looking to be doing things different to what everybody else is doing. So that's RPI Auctions. The first auction starts on the 26th, 27th of this month, and RPI Auctions will be one of my main business focuses. The second thing that I will be doing at some point in 2020 is I will be launching an online pool betting service for pigeons. It will be, all being well, fully licensed, and it will give people the ability to be able to place a pool bet on pretty much any race that happens anywhere in the world, certainly to start one-off races. That will be a commercial thing that I will do, but again, as part of doing it, it will help revolutionize the sport, because people will be able to place pool bets on pretty much any race, certainly one-off race, like I said. That's the second thing. And my long-term plan, which has been a plan of mine and a goal, a dream of mine for the last 20 years, is to set up a stud. That stud will focus on one-off race birds and developing a one-off strain. For me personally, it will also offer commercially viable birds, but it won't just be the super expensive birds. We will offer kits out there for working people at working prices. My goal is to set up a stud that's as big as anything you've ever seen one day. Yes, I do focus on being big. Anything I do, I want to be big. They're my three business goals. In addition to that, everything else I've been doing, I will continue to do for the good of the sport. My offer of helping any organization completely for free is still there, because I genuinely believe I've got the attributes and the skills to be able to help pretty much out there anybody. And that's starting to be proven with some of the numbers I've got. I've got a lot of followers now. I'm getting good numbers on what I'm doing, and that's set to increase. So they are my three business focuses, and I will be making money out of them. And I hope it makes a lot of money. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because actually what that does, every one of those things could be argued the stud doesn't really help revolutionize the sport. I'll give you that. The other two things help everybody else around me. The auction business will help, genuinely help, bring UK and Irish flyers up there. And the pool betting thing, trust me, that's a key to the mainstream to get this sport revolutionized, alongside me and for me and my family. Everything else, Racing Pigeon International, the TV show that I do, the free adverts that I'm offering. And I'll talk about the PSFF in a bit. All of that will continue to be done to help revolutionize the sport and get the word out there about how great this sport. I fell in love with racing pigeons at the age of 12 when I saw a kit flying around. For me, the core thing and love of it is still seeing birds fly. For any of you sitting there thinking, trust me, my other business, my Bitcoin brokerage business, that business is the thing I'm relying on to become a multimillionaire again over a long period of time. There are easier ways and easier markets and easier people to deal with than the pigeon sport. But it's a passion of mine, and I think I can really change things. So there you go. And I've helped many people out behind the scenes, again, without blowing my own trumpet. A lot of people don't see some of the help I give people, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not about that, but, you know. So I was also told that my opinion, because I don't keep birds, it's not really valid. But actually, the reality is I probably speak to more people in a week who do keep birds than a lot of people out there that keep birds themselves. And my opinion is based upon all of the people I speak to every week and every month. So I believe, and I question this, that because I don't keep birds right at this moment in time, my opinion's not valid. I think it is. My plans over the next few months, the reason I'm not keeping birds right now is because we've been toing and froing whether we're going to be moving house or not. And it looks like we will be moving house over the next 2 to 3 months, all being well. When I move house, you will see a lot of stuff pigeon related going on. I have all being well, if it all happens, I have a 30-foot by 12-foot brick building I'll be converting, and we'll be having lofts in the garden. The garden we've got is going to be a really nice size, all being well again, and you will see me keeping birds. I will not be racing myself. I simply haven't got the time. My goal is to set the stud up and to then enter in as many one-off races around the world as I can. That's my goal. Now, talking of my son, some of you have met Alexander. He has been offered mentorship and help from some pretty decent people to help him start racing next year. He will be focusing on sprint middle. He will be racing, obviously with help from me, but he will be the one in charge of racing them birds, sprint middle races near Ashby de la Zouch, going in next year. He'll be starting with young birds, obviously. A couple of other slightly, I don't want this thing to be negative. This is setting the record straight, but there is one negative thing I want to talk about. I have heard of a couple of people, one specifically, I won't name names, being intimidated or given the cold shoulder, or some would say bullying, but I'll call it intimidation, for supporting me and being aligned to me. And as I said before, I have zero tolerance for bullies. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But start bullying me, I'll become a fighter, because I was bullied at school, very small amounts. And I was a real geeky kid, and I was an easy target. I'm not now. And all I would say to anybody watching this who has decided they have a problem with people that support me and support RPI's vision and whatever else I'm doing, if you are intimidating or bullying someone that is aligned with me or is openly supporting me, in my mind, that's as good as you bullying me and my family. I won't have it. So if you choose to intimidate, bully, give the cold shoulder, whatever you want to pick, people that choose to support me, then I'm here to tell you, you're not just bullying them, you're bullying me and people around me. I won't have that. So just be aware. I cannot be bullied. Impossible. One of the great things about my life is everything I've been through. As I said earlier, the resistance I have and the resilience I have is second to none. Nobody will work harder at their goals, what they want to do, than me. That's why you see me working till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and nobody has the resilience and the bounce back ability, as I call it, than I do. I think there's a big element of jealousy out there with what I've done and what I've achieved so far. But it's the jealous people that will never get off their backsides and go and do what it is they're jealous about the person doing. And I'm open to work with anybody that has got the get up and go to help make this stuff happen. It's already happened. Aaron Ennis has proved to be a great guy with some big motivation. And by the way, I am not talking about Aaron being bullied or intimidated. I don't think that could happen. I'm not talking about Aaron at all. I am up for working with people. The idea of competition is something that is a bit weird for me in this, because actually there's a lot of power in people working together. But like I said, bully someone that's aligned with me or supports me, you are bullying me. Not going to happen. I am lucky enough to have met some great people in the last 6 months. People who I class and consider as friends of mine now. People like Gary Tomlinson. People like Sheldon Leonard and Sean Hunt. And as I said to my son Alexander yesterday, I said, you know the thing, Alexander? I don't call him Alexander, I call him Zandy. You know the thing, Zandy? With people like that around us, we don't care. We don't care anyway, but with people like that around us, we don't need all of these backbiting so-called friends that may pretend they are. Gary Tomlinson, diamond of a guy. Been lucky to work with him, lucky to work with him next year. Sheldon Leonard, one of the nicest guys I've met, and has offered a massive amount of support and continues to offer a massive amount of support in achieving the goals I've got, not just me, but Alexander. Sheldon has offered to help mentor and support Sandy next year. The same with Sean Hunt. I class Sean as a friend now. So I've been really lucky to meet some really good people. And there's many other good people that I've met as well. My PSFF, the Pigeon Sport Future Foundation, I set up to specifically remove any question of commerciality from some of the stuff I'm doing. The European Eagle Owl project is happening, will happen through the PSFF. PSFF is set up as a non-profit organization. It will have audited accountant showing all accounts every quarter or whatever it is accountants do to the public to show exactly what's going on with it. And through the PSFF and the help of many other people who I want to get involved in the PSFF does what it says on the tip. Excuse me, it's the Pigeon Sport Future Foundation. And it's set up to bring this sport into the future and for the pigeon sport to help itself. On a bad day, you could say the pigeon sport doesn't want to help itself. But if we, again, like I said to Alexander yesterday, remove the jealous idiots and only focus on the good ones and bring those people in to the PSFF and helping with that, we can achieve good things. It's going to take long term. Every project that we've got, the European Eagle Owl project, the young people and disadvantaged people, bringing them into the sport, the Strays project, these projects that PSFF is going to be doing, it's going to take a long time. It's not a quick instant thing, but it's been set up to specifically divide Racing Pigeon International and anything else I'm doing that could be considered in any way, shape or form self-promoting or commercial from the other stuff I'm talking about. That's why I went and did it like that, or one of the reasons. It's simple. I'm old enough now not to care. Hitting my 40s changed a lot. And I'm not really cared that much, even when in my 20s and 30s, but even more so in my 40s. It's simple. Like me, don't like me. It's funny, I've still got haters and trolls that watch my stuff. They'll be watching this now. Why would you do that? If you don't like somebody for whatever reason, why would you continue to watch people? But it's simple. Like me, don't like me. If you distrust me, then have the balls to come and tell me why you distrust me. At least let me explain, like I've tried to do here. And like I say, these people make me laugh. They really do. But this is the record straightener. I've gone over my commercial plans. Nobody can say I'm being subversive in what I'm trying to do. 3 things I told you about I'm doing, but that doesn't mean all the other stuff I've been doing I'm not going to be doing. I will, because I will help revolutionize this sport, because it can be done with the right people involved, the right amount of effort and a lot of hard work. And it's funny, isn't it? A lot of these haters and jealous people will never get their own asses to do anything like I and others are trying to do. Maybe there's a bigger picture issue here. Maybe there's a bigger issue picture that the sport and the people in it, or a lot of them, cannibalize themselves and just eat within itself. All this bitch biting and backbiting. Maybe there's a problem. Maybe it's a time for those people to step back and say, what do they actually want? Or are they just so insulated in their own little worlds that anybody trying to do anything different, anybody trying to be out there, they're jealous of for whatever reason? Who knows? People wonder why this sport is on the decline. Maybe some of what I talked about today is that reason. I said to Zandy last night, mate, we do our thing. We work with the people we want to work with. We work with the people that want to work with us. And everybody else can do whatever they want and think what they want. And that's my philosophy moving forward. Now I have clearly outlined my plans and hopefully reasons people were dubious about my intentions. I've now clarified my intentions. And I have zero problem with any of those 3 things I've talked about. Yes, I will make money out of them. Yes, I want them to be big, massive successes. But what I'll tell you now is this. When they do become successes, a portion of the profits that those companies make will go back into the PSFF Foundation to help the sport even more. I've said my piece. That's it. Thank you for watching. I will, however, acknowledge people's comments because I don't want to miss them. And I got to go to another screen to do that. Apologies, folks. 1 second. It's weird when I miss the... I can't see all the comments for some reason. That's really weird. That's weird. I can't see all the comments, guys, so I've missed some of the comments. I apologize, but I will respond to them individually afterwards. Mark Hughes says, we need you in sport great advertising. Thank you. George, why I keep calling you George, Jeff. Jeff Sylvester says, love your vision, Mark. Need someone like you in charge of the RPRA. Let me tell you something, Jeff. Never happened. Too many politics. I'm a man that likes to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And with all due respect to anybody at RPRA, I have a massive respect for Ian Evans. I couldn't do his job if you paid me £1 million a year. I would go insane. Insane. Couldn't happen. Patrick McGowan says, after watching you for a while, I think I can see your future in radio, Pigeon Talk. RPI TV, tonight, 9 o'clock. By the way, it has been suggested, it's a valid suggestion, that we maybe should just do 1 show a week. So everybody knows it's on a specific day. It's whatever time it is, and it can go on within reason for as long as it wants. I am considering that. 2 shows a week may be too much for people. 1 show a week maybe is better. I'll think about that. But thank you for your comments. Sean Stockley, nice to meet you too as well, mate, yesterday. Alan Daniel, zero tolerance for bullies. Well said, Mark. We've lost too many decent people in sport because of bullies. I agree, absolutely. And that's the zero tolerance approach. On me, Alexander, goes without saying, and anybody else that's aligned with me that gets bullied. Bully them, bully me. And that ain't going to go very well. Tony Hart, well said, forget the numpties and work with positive-minded people. Absolutely, Tony. And well done to you on your announcing your new one-off race. I would love to talk to you more about Tony at some point. Jeff Sylvester says, take money out of the sport and see it change. Won't be half the backstabbing and bitching. There's two ways of that, Jeff. There's an argument that more money coming to sport will make it better. But I know what you're saying, mate. I know what you're saying. Sean Sockley said, oh, God, you've mentioned the stud and commercial aspects. Watch the anti-bullying brigade. Apparently all birds are a rip-off. Well, it is what it is, Sean. I'm very clear with I've talked about stud since I started, really. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you to everybody that's watched. I hope it clears some of it up. As I said, I don't view this. I'm not shooting this stressed or depressed. I shoot it to be straight, as I am. I'm an open book. I say it as it is. It's set the record straight. If anybody else has got any more questions, I'm only feel free to ask me them. I hope people stop being dubious about my intentions now. They know every intention I have. And again, I have never, nor never, will report any livestock on Facebook. And that does pee me off that people think that. Because you know what? The people thinking that's probably more of a judge their own character than it is mine. So, thank you for watching. Self-promotion time. RPI TV will be on at 9 o'clock tonight. And I hope you join. It will be on the Racing Pigeon International Facebook page, broadcast on that. I will share it on my timeline and in the group. If you haven't joined our group yet, it is a group of nice people, forward-thinking, positive people, mainly. And you can go and join that group at facebook.com/groups/Racing Pigeon International. We already have over 2,700 people, and we would love to see you in there. So join me tonight for Racing Pigeon International TV. And I'm hopefully going to have Gary Thomason on talking about how he keeps his bird so healthy. I'm going to go and message him now, see if he's still up for that. And I will catch you all tonight at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Be lucky and keep flying.